Now, during the last two video lessons, you've seen the importance of keeping it real when you're looking at the specific websites. But how do you find those websites to begin with? Well, you do that by having a smart search. And smart searches will help narrow down what usually ends up being 600 million results for a single search. The way to make sure you don't end up with 600 million website results in a search is to use these smart search tips. No matter which search engine you use, Bing, Yahoo, Google, DuckDuckGo, Ask, or any of the numerous other ones available, you will find that there are problems if you don't do a smart search. Did you know all search engine results are based on the results of a popularity contest? Or they're based on a formula developed to show you what the search engine wants you to see. Popularity contest, what does that mean? It means some search engine results are in order from most clicked on to least clicked on. And because every time someone clicks on that first website link, it's a vote for that website to stay number one. And the formula I'm talking about, it has to do with the computer programming. And it can be based on companies, organizations, and website developers who pay money to have their website show up number one. Also, they could be using your digital footprint to determine what they think you might want to be looking at. And finally, there's actually censorship that happens with search engines. Search engines allow their employees to determine what companies and organizations and people should not show up on your website search. Since those search results are not in order from best to worst, you must remember to keep it real. And to keep it real, you have to remember not to use Wikipedia. I know, you're saying, but Wikipedia says it's a free encyclopedia. Why can't I use it? That's because it is not an encyclopedia, and the information on it is not guaranteed to be accurate. In fact, the people who created Wikipedia have a Wikipedia page that says, "Don't use Wikipedia for research." So please remember not to go to a Wikipedia link in your search results. Here are some important symbols and words to use when searching to make your life easier. First, quotation marks. When you put quotation marks around your word or phrase, it means those words will have to be together in the search results. For example, when we search for recycle trash, we don't just want the word recycle, and we don't want everything with the word trash in it. We want both of those linked together. And here are the results we get. At the top of our results, we have some images and some videos. We're going to skip all of those and scroll down, but look at the websites. Only 2 of them are possible good ones for our research. This means we need to change our search with the next search tip. So you might be thinking, well, I use Encyclopedia Britannica. I have 2 good possibilities of websites from that list right there. There are my 3 sources. What should I change? Well, the problem is we have not looked at those websites and used the real method on them. What if neither one of them is going to work? So, the best thing to do now is to make a little change to our search and use some of the smart search tips. When you use things in quotation marks, maybe there's a word you'd want to insert, but you're not sure what word belongs there. Use the asterisk. It's above the number 8 on your keyboard. This means there are words that you're not sure that need to be included there. So in quotation marks, we have recycle, asterisk, trash. Hopefully this is going to give us information for different types of trash that can be recycled. When we get our results, you can see we're up to 3 possible results on the websites, but that still might not work for us. There's a lot of red X's. Now remember, I'm still using my quotation marks because I'm using two words or a phrase in my search. And I'm adding these symbols as a way to help narrow down that search. If you only have one word in your search, then you won't need the quotation marks. So maybe we should try a dash. If you put a dash in front of a word with no space between the dash and the word, it means to exclude or not use any results with that word. So we're going to do our recycle trash and quotation marks, and then a dash bins, because we're getting a lot of store results trying to sell us some trash bins. And it looks like for that search, it's not looking good. Now we don't have any results showing up that will work for our research. Most of these are directions for specific cities and towns on how to recycle in those places. So, to make a better search, we're going to use the tilde. The tilde is a squiggly line found on the top left side of a keyboard. When we use this, it's going to allow us to search for synonyms of the word that the tilde is in front of. So now we have in quotations, recycle, tilde, trash. And that's going to give us all the synonyms for trash like garbage and rubbish. So hopefully we get better results. And when you look at our search results, we only have 3 red X's. This is the best results so far. Now that we have over 50% of our search results as possible websites to use our real method on, what else can we do in order to narrow our search and have fewer than almost 6 million website results show up? Well, to narrow it down, we can try using 2 different phrases in order to look for those phrases in our website results. And we're going to separate those phrases with a word. So pay attention, because this can be helpful when searching a lot of different places like databases and the encyclopedia as well. We've been doing recycled trash, but let's add produce energy as a second phrase. So the first thing we're going to do is type both of our search phrases into our search bar, but we're going to separate them with the word or in all capital letters. Now our search results should include both of those phrases, but they don't have to be on the same website. Here we go, all green check marks. But we do have over 5 million website results. That does mean that we've got a lot of searching to do to find the ones that work with the real method. So let's change that word from or to and. Now both of these phrases have to be on the same website in order to narrow down our search and have less than 5 million websites as a possibility. We've really narrowed it down. We have less than 60,000 website results, which is still a lot but good for a search engine, and all but one of the results at the very beginning could possibly work for our project. The one that doesn't is a blog, but it's a blog on a professional organization's website. Maybe if we click on that, but don't use the blog, and click on the home page of the website, we might have some good factual information. So now we're going to try one last thing. We're going to switch the word and for the word not in all capitals, and that means we want to look for one phrase but not the other. This will hopefully narrow down our search even more, but it's always a guessing game when you're doing a search. Once again, all green checks except for one, and that one happens to be that same professional organization's blog. We're right there under 60,000, so not much change in the number of search results, but hopefully we have much better results with one of these. So the important symbols, the dash, the asterisk, the tilde, quotation marks, or the words and, or not, are ways to narrow your search and make it a smart search. You know, it could be said that those who use smart searches when they're using the internet could possibly be using some sort of superpower. Whether you used one or more than one of these searching tips and these important symbols, remember R, read the URL, E, examine the information, A, ask about the copyright and the author, and L, look at the links before you use that website for your research. And once again, the magic number of sources is 3.